All right, we're back with another pick'em video. It is Wednesday, May 21st in the NBA. We're going to be talking game one of the Knicks and the Pacers series. I'm liking what I'm seeing from this game. A lot of pace to be had by the Pacers, kind of living up to their name. So I think there's some spots that we can attack for sure on both sides. I'll try to get one pick on each side, the Knicks side and the Pacers side. So two official video picks coming our way in this one. Typically, I try to force it, and that's where things go bad if I try to give out 3-4 plays on one game. But really going to try to focus in on my favorite plays and then get you guys on your way. Also, going to be dropping a WNBA video after this, so if you want to see that one, it should be popping up in the next hour or two after this one posts. So if that sounds cool, definitely go ahead and leave the video a like, comment something down below, subscribe if you are new, and let's hop into the game for the day. All right, so hopping into Props Madness like we always do to start checking out the plays. If you're interested in Props Madness, if you're watching this video and you're like, damn, I got to try this thing out, you can do so for a free week. Link in the description down below. It's also just code RICH. You get 25% off your first month or your first year. Yes, they have WNBA as well, and it's going to be super powerful for it this summer. And you also get, again, that free week trial. So definitely check out Props Madness using code RICH. But let's check out Josh Hart. He's going to be the first play that I go to. His line's at 12.5. You can actually find this at 11.5 in some places, but it's pretty juiced over there. So I'd probably look at this at 12.5 for, the best value you can get it at. And I just think he's in the best opportunity here. I just talked about it in the intro. The Pacers are a team that play with a lot of pace, and we're going to see a little bit of a higher scoring game. They just went up against the Boston Celtics, who are a much slower pace, but Josh Hart himself is kind of an energizer out there. He hasn't been playing 45 minutes every single game, especially in that Celtics series with Mitchell Robinson coming back, but he is kind of that energizer guy. If Mitchell Robinson can't handle this pace a little bit, maybe we see 15 minutes from him rather than 20 minutes, and we see a little uptick from a guy like Josh Hart. Now, why do I like Josh Hart? Again, he's the energizer guy. This is going to be a nice paced game, and transition could be a big thing for here. It's only ranked 11th. The Pacers are pretty good at defensively, but I think that could be something that we see if the Pacers try to get this Knicks team out of their groove, which is slowing down the ball, giving Brunson it, having him bump off those guys and get his space. If they make it a little bit more of a transition game, I think that is going to benefit Josh Hart. Again, 25% of his points are coming from transition. And then the next thing I'll do is look at these advanced filters and kind of see what he's been doing. So recently, he's been getting a decent amount of minutes. He's projected for 37 minutes as of right now. There's no injuries to talk about, so we didn't check out RotoWire just yet. But projected minutes for him, 37 minutes. And again, that's with Mitchell Robinson getting 21 minutes. Maybe he sees a little bit less with the extra pace that we're going to see. So we're going to see minutes. Go to this minutes filter. We're going to see 35. I think is very, very generous for him. He's going to be a guy that can get much, much more than that. But we'll also cap him with like 42. I don't know what's going on with this filter. 42 if I can get there. 42, 40. Okay, 41. There we go, 42. 58% hit rate now. That's looking a whole lot better. You can also see that the pace is something I want to look at. We can do that as a filter as well. Go to the opponent pace. Go to, no, we want to go the other way. This is like a top 10 team in pace. They've been 4th or 3rd ranked in the playoffs. They were 7th ranked overall in the season, but again, we know the Pacers play with pace, and now we're getting a nice 77.8% hit rate, including a few of these games against the Detroit Pistons. So I'm liking what I'm seeing from Josh Hart. In terms of the series that the Pacers have played so far, they haven't really played a Josh Hart archetype type of player, but during the season you could see guys like Christian Brown, you can see guys like Josh Hart himself, Kelly Oubre, some of these guys that play relatively similarly to him. They get their points in the spot up, they get their points in the transition, whatever it might be. You can see a little bit of those guys having success. And of course, Josh Hart, I haven't even mentioned him. These are the times he's played 35 to 42 minutes against them, 20 points against the Pacers, and how about 30 points against the Pacers. He also didn't even play 30 minutes, or what did he play? 43 minutes in that other game, and he had 16 points. So he's had great success against this team overall. But I think it's not just that. I think it comes with the pace he's going to get here. I think maybe we see a little bit less Mitchell Robinson if he gets, run off the court a little bit. And obviously the defense of the Pacers has gotten ramped up a little bit. If they can slow down, a Jalen Brunson, make him a little bit uncomfortable. He doesn't really love playing with a whole lot of pace. Again, I mentioned every time he likes backing guys down, feeling their body, and then getting, to his little scoop layup or whatever it might be, using that contact and really, again, slowing things down. Karl-Anthony Towns is a guy that can definitely play with a little bit of pace. OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges are a little bit harder to predict in this series. I think we're getting a little bit more Josh Hart in terms of the scoring today. So, yeah, Josh Hart, 12.5 points. I could look at his assists or his rebounds. I really just don't love either one. I was honestly looking at his double-double for like plus 155 right now, which is pretty good value if you want to mess around with that. He's actually got 10 rebounds against these guys every single game, but Mitchell Robinson, again, might hurt that a little bit. But if we're thinking he might get played off the floor a little bit and maybe see 15 minutes of Mitchell Robinson, that could be a good spot too. So I don't know. Josh Hart points, that's what I'm going to go to. 12.5, get the best value you can get, because it is 11.5 in some books, but it's moving quickly to 12.5. So Josh Hart, first play of the game on the Knicks side of things. All right, so jumping over to the Pacers side of things, I'm going to Tyrese Haliburton. I'm not sure, honestly, if I would like his points or his 3-pointers better, but I'm looking at an under here for Tyrese Haliburton. The first thing I'll mention for this play, before we start diving into it, is the fact that the Celtics kind of just shot themselves out of the series. Now, is that the Knicks' defensive scheme, or is that the Celtics just missing open shots? I think you could debate that, but at the same time, I think the Pacers watch that series and they go, hey, Celtics just shot themselves out of the series, one of the best three-point shooting teams out there, and we're not going to do the same thing here. If we rely on the three too much and they're not falling that day, we might get punched in the mouth here by the New York Knicks. Next thing I'll point out is that he's going in Madison Square Garden. The Knicks hate this guy, and I think he's going to get a lot of defensive pressure. Tyrese Haliburton and the Pacers kind of coming off their high horse. They've cruised through the first 2 rounds. They've been playing incredibly. Tyrese Haliburton's had some heroic moments in this one, and now he walks into Madison Square Garden, a team he beat out of the playoffs last year, and I think the defensive pressure is going to be very, very high on him. So I think the other guys are going to be the ones that have to try to beat him. At the same time, I do think they're going to run Tyrese Haliburton off the line, if you want to say that, or just give him a lot of defensive pressure. And even if they don't give him a lot of defensive pressure and he has to start shooting these threes, Haliburton's a guy that doesn't always shoot very well from three-point line. Yes, he can get a decent amount of volume and still go under this line. Next thing I'll point out is the playoffs. It's the playoffs, higher intensity overall, and he's had a lot of success with this team not making a lot of threes. He's been under this in 7 of 10 games so far. Now, obviously, he's capable of knocking down some threes. He's not going to go under this every single time, but on the defensive side of the ball, I think this makes a lot of sense. They put him into the pick and roll ball handling. He can score at the rim if he needs to. They're going to guard those rollers. Haliburton's a guy that can definitely get guys involved. If they take away those other guys on the pick and roll especially, he's going to have to do a lot of damage in the mid-range, which isn't typically his bread and butter. Or if he gets to the rim, that's where I think he's going to score. At the same time, offensively, I think the Pacers want to get out in transition, get these guys involved, make these Knicks, uncomfortable because they're a little bit of a slower paced team. So I think on both sides, it does make a lot of sense. I'll go to the points line really quick. Obviously, he's gone over this a little bit more in terms of the playoffs, but you go to the regular season, you can see he's over this in 51% of games. I guess I can just see all the games here. 51% of games he's over this points line. When he gets the space, this pick and roll ball handling defense, some people thrive in that space when that's their main source of scoring. For Haliburton, a distributor, it makes him a little bit more uncomfortable. They kind of give him some pressure, and then once that pick comes, he goes off it. They defend it a way that he wants to be looking for a pass, and instead he's got to have to score at the rim or whatever it might be. So I think that makes it a little bit more uncomfortable, and you can see that in his hit rate. 51% of games he's going over this points line. When he's going up against a weak pick and roll ball handling defense using this filter, the hit rate actually goes down. So I'm liking Haliburton under 18.5 points, under his 2.5 threes, whatever one you like better. I'm just liking the fade on Haliburton today. He's kind of the modern day Reggie Miller. This guy is hated in New York. Maybe the crowd can get to him too. At the same time, he's been a stud, so you got to give him some of his flowers. But sticking to the under for Haliburton. So that's going to do it for us in this one. Nice quick video. We talked about Josh Hart over 12.5 points, and then the official pick for Haliburton is going to be under the 2.5 three-pointers made. It just makes more sense as I was kind of speaking it out loud. If he gets that space and is able to work in the mid-range or at the rim a little bit more, maybe he does score a little bit. But just like we've seen in the playoffs, he's going under his 2.5 three-pointers line while still going over his points lines in some of those games. So I like the under 2.5 threes for Haliburton. I think it makes the most sense. And those are the two plays I got for us today. I'm going to try to make a WNBA video. If I don't make one, come back and go to this video. I'll put the few plays that I like in the pinned comment of this video. I'm kind of racing against the clock with the train right now, but still might make a WNBA video. So just check back on this one. Obviously, you'll see a new upload if it comes out. And then the last thing I want to say before we get out of here is check out OddsJam. This is going to be something that I go on live and do some live betting and not live betting, but like live positive EV tutorial, I guess. I'll just hop on every once in a while, kind of go through some positive EV plays. We can, make Dabble slips. We can make PrizePicks slips. We can, straight bet on some of these books. And it's such a powerful tool, and it's really, really interesting to me. It's essentially like you're becoming a sports book in terms of the edge that you can get using this tool. So for instance, this is an amazing bet right here, 10.7% EV. That's not something you see all the time, but why? It's very, very simple and very, very cool. This might interest a lot of you guys, especially if you can bet on Sportsbooks. But again, we can make some slips on some DFS platforms as well together. Plus 135 on DraftKings, or on Bet, what is this? Bet 365? No, BetMGM, sorry. Plus 135. Why is that so good? Well, you can see all these other sportsbooks have this at plus 105, plus 105, plus 109, plus 113. That's a exchange as well. It's not even typically a sports book. Minus 103. this is ridiculous value for the player getting. And that doesn't mean it's like a 100% sure a play going to hit for sure. It just means that edge that the sportsbooks get, that's how they make all their money, the tiny little edge that they get. Now you're getting that edge. So in the long run, if you get that edge, just like a sportsbook works off that little edge, you're going to mathematically be a profitable sports bettor. It's really, really interesting. I'm going to make a video specifically on expected value. It's something I'm going to go try to do heavily in the summer months for sure. But I think it's really awesome. OddsJam is really, really cool. I have a link in the description down below if you want to check out OddsJam for a free week. It's awesome for fantasy, so DFS. It's awesome for if you have sports books. It's really good if you're on as many sports books and DFS platforms as possible. That's where you're going to get the most bang for your buck. But OddsJam is awesome. I'm going to be doing these live streams, so let me know if you guys are interested in it. And yeah, definitely check out OddsJam and Props Madness. We checked out both of these different platforms. If you're not using platforms, if you're not that invested, that's okay. But if you want to be a little bit more invested and get on these types of platforms, it's really advantageous, and it makes up for its cost and whatever it might be. But both these have free trials. Definitely check out the links in the description. Use my code. Let them know that I sent you there. And yeah, I'll let you guys go. Thanks for watching. Good luck with all your bets today. Hopefully we get a nice, good game. We got 3 games in the WNBA as well. So again, if I don't drop that video, come back and look at the pinned comments. I'll post some WNBA plays. I'll see you guys. Peace.